Alright guys, I got something really cool here today. It's the Cold Steel Indian War Club. First we're going to talk about it a little and then we're going to go outside and try it out. The weight of this thing is 37.8 ounces, that's 2.3 pounds. The length is 24 inches, that's 2 feet. The ball at the front is almost about 3.5 inches in diameter. The material it's made out of is black polypropylene, and it has a removable steel spike that's right here. You can just unscrew that. And I paid about $52 for it off of a local cold steel dealer. Now pretty much everyone knows the history about these, but let's talk about it a little bit anyway. They were used a lot in the 1700s, but they were started before that. We know that through history, and also we've seen it in Assassin's Creed 3. They were used a lot by Indian war tribes, and you know it's a really effective weapon if it was being used by the Native American Indian tribes. They only use the most effective killing weapons. For example, the hatchet and the bow were some of their other weapons. It was obviously used during battles. They used it in close combat. It was such an effective weapon that sometimes they would be able to kill their opponents with one shot to the head. And they also threw this weapon at their opponents as well. It's a really simple and effective weapon. It's really easy to make. That's probably why it was used so much. It was made out of hardwood that they just carved out into this shape. And then some people are saying that the Europeans and the technology is what actually influenced them to put like different tips at the front of the ball, like bone, antler, or stone. And another variation of this is, instead of having a big piece of wood and carving it into this shape, they also made another variation, which was they took a stick and they just put a stone, a large stone about this size, and they attached it to the stick using animal skin. Now this is a great self-defense weapon. You could keep this in your home for home defense, and you can also keep it in your car as well. The material that it's made out of is really heavy, it's hard, and it's durable. And all the force of your swing will go into the tip, and with all that power focused into one area, right there, the little spiked tip, it could crush almost anything. It has the perfect weight to it. Too light, it wouldn't have been an effective weapon, and too heavy, it'd be hard to swing. So the weight is just perfect. The length is perfect as well. It's short enough so that it can be easily thrown, and also if you're in a tight space like a hallway in your house and you have to defend yourself, you could easily swing this downward or sideways without hitting the walls and stuff. Also, it's a great weapon to have in your kit during the zombie apocalypse. Now some people say that I should just buy a bat instead of this, but a metal bat would eventually dent or bend from repeated use. I've been using this over and over again against different targets, and it's still just as strong as when I first bought it. And a wooden bat wouldn't withstand like weather conditions. It would start rotting and cracking. I've seen that if you leave them outside, they start to crack. And obviously a wooden bat, that's going to crack and break if you use it too many times. You're not going to have this issue with this because of the tough material it's made out of. And it can be easily swung as a one-handed weapon. With the bat, it's a little bit difficult to use one-handed. This is perfect to be used one-handed. And it can be thrown effectively because of its weight and size. A bat really isn't made for throwing it. It's not the right shape. And as I said, it's a little bit long. And as I mentioned before, with the War Club, you can use it in tighter spaces, like the hallway. The bat will hit the wall or the roof or the sides when you're trying to swing it at someone. And it's perfect to use in a disaster situation. You could use it to gain entry into places. In a disaster situation, you'll probably have to get into places. You're going to run out of supplies, so you'll have to get some. So you're going to have to break into stores, you'll have to break into houses, you'll have to break into cars. So this would be perfect for that. Another thing is it can be used in a survival situation for hunting too. If your throw makes it land on the blunt end, you could easily kill small game, or you could probably even knock out medium-sized game. It's also a good weapon just to practice with, to keep you strong and active for sport and stuff like that. You could throw it at different targets, and you can practice your combat skills with it by striking like a punching bag, a rolled up carpet, or by hanging a tire as well. That would be a great way just to practice with different weapons. And I really recommend you guys go out and buy this. It's a really good quality weapon and it would be great for your weapon collection. Alright, so now that we're done talking about it, let's go outside and try it out. Okay, so we're finally outside. First target is the pop can. Okay, so now I got a water balloon there. Okay, so the bottle's pretty thick. I doubt this will explode, but let's try anyway. Got it. Just a little water bottle this time. Okay, so just hit that and the bottle ended up right here. Alright guys, that's it for the video. I had a lot of fun with this weapon. It crushed pretty much everything I had in front of it. And if you guys don't already have one, I really recommend you go out and buy one.